People say I am the best boss of werewolves. Some people are born into greatness, and others have greatness thrust upon them. And then there's the ones that had it thrust upon them, but they still had to fight pretty hard to get it, even though they did not want it. Does that make me a better leader? I don't know. Maybe. Probably, though.
Hey, Winnie, do you have a minute?
This is our receptionist, Kaz. She's got opportunities for growth when it comes to her people skills, but she sure knows her way around a flowchart.
Yeah. Thanks. Anyway, Drogar was looking over some of the old bylaws left over from the last boss of werewolves.
Ugh, Kiril. Back when he was boss, this place was so sad all the time. It was oh no, Kiril's coming. Better fight for survival because only the strongest survive.
Yeah, that guy was a prick. But do you have a second?
Whoa! Graphs and charts. Looks like math class back at the Academy of the Twilight Matron.
Yeah, it's a little over my head, but Drogar says it's really important. I'll get him in here. Hey, Drogar!
We're all still figuring out our roles here, but I figured Drogar would make a good accountant. What do you think, Kaz?
Winnie, I was looking over the bylaws.
The only bylaws I'm interested in are the ones where I say, bylaws? I'm boss of werewolves now.
Well, that's sort of the problem. According to these rules, and I'm honestly a little embarrassed that this didn't occur to me sooner, but ever since Kiril and Emil, and, well, time immemorial, the boss of werewolves has to be a werewolf.
Boy, I don't want to be boss of werewolves anymore.
Hey Dungeoneers, thanks so much for joining us for another episode of the Strahdcast. If you like what we do here, remember to follow us on YouTube or subscribe via your favorite podcast app to get notified every time we release new episodes. Thanks again, and take your listen with advantage. When last we left our heroes, the Vuk Kral was decided, and there's a new boss of werewolves in town. After a vicious battle, our heroes emerged victorious, though not unscarred. At long last, Kiril is cast down, and Artemis's grand plan to turn the werewolves from Strahd's side was a success. Though now nominal allies, there is still much to navigate. How will Emil and Zuleika and the rest of the pack respond to Winnie's leadership? Find out now on the Strahdcast. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath. Shuffle off this mortal coil and transport yourselves to the far, foggy realm of Barovia. The fight comes to its conclusion in this swirling vortex of snow and ice and wind that's been whirling around you, creating this sort of arena in which to have out the Vuk Kral suddenly falls away. And actually, almost immediately, the storm clouds above that were bringing this massive blizzard to the hill start to dissipate. And, the fog is still left above head, but the snow begins to dwindle away. And while it's still coating the ground, you can feel it's starting to kind of warm back up as the sort of magic of this storm eases away. The time is yours.
Am I the boss of werewolves now?
At which point Emil walks over, still in his wolf form, and he towers over you, tiny Winnie, but he comes to rest next to you and looks down, and he just says, "How? Ewan? How?" And all around you, the werewolves and the direwolves and the regular old wolves all start howling around you in unison.
Do I hear more wolves in the woods? Do I hear distant wolves?
Yeah, all across the valley. Okay.
Drogar will slowly approach Winnie and will put his hand on yours, and you'll feel the warm glow of his last channel divinity, and you'll get 20 hit points back, and I'll get 20 hit points back. And essentially, as you see this almost like this infinity, this kind of figure 8 energy between our hands.
I'll turn to Emil and Zuleika.
Mm-hmm.
How does this work now?
Well, to be totally honest, this is not how I foresaw things going. So
Me neither, really.
I don't know. I suppose it's up to you.
If I say what goes, will it go?
Indeed.
Is anybody else listening?
They'll hear it.
Okay. I'll take a couple steps up through the snow. And she does a full 360 looking out at the edge of the woods around us, which was just recently so haunted with enemies. And she'll look through the trees into the darkness. And I imagine that maybe some little glowing eyes might be looking back at her. Hey, everybody! I'm the boss of werewolves now. But I got a lot going on. And I don't think I really want to be boss of werewolves. Emil? Zuleika?
Yeah.
I appoint you to joint leadership in my stead.
A charge I accept with honor.
You will share this responsibility and do whatever you are good at.
That we shall.
And then she turns back to the trees. You're done with Strahd! You're not on Strahd's team anymore! You can't help him, and he can't help you. You will listen to Emil and Zuleika. The pups will not fight each other anymore, or we will come to your house, and I will step on your head.
Well, you heard her. We all know what happened the last time they came a visit, and let's be off then. I think we've had enough of the valley for these days. Let's return to the woods, find our strength again, find ourselves again.
Can you also, do not bug the people of Vallaki, and do not bug the people of Kresk. You mind your business, and I will make sure that they mind their business.
The attacks will stop. You have my word.
And when we call upon you, will you fight alongside us?
Yeah, at this point, Zuleika steps forward. We've already been into the castle once before and made it out all right. When the word comes down, it is time to tackle the devil. We'll be on the front lines.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And Zuleika, at this point, she kind of like kneels down and looks into your eyes, Winnie.
Winnie looks terrified.
And she kind of just sits there for a moment, and then she wraps her huge arms around you and squeezes you maybe a little too tightly. You saved my husband. I'll never forget it. I'm sorry I was rude.
That's okay. Thanks for coming with us on a Strahd field trip.
And she lets you go and kind of stands up awkwardly again. Not quite sure what to do with herself. And then goes and stands again by Emil.
You take care of the kids, okay?
We should be off and see to them now.
Okay.
Drogar will step to Emil. I know that you and the Rangers of Kresk were once enemies, but perhaps in this new light, and with your new leadership, perhaps the two of you can find it in your hearts to live in harmony with a shared enemy.
It might be possible. I don't know. We had bad relations with the people in this valley before even Strahd got here. But perhaps it is time for a new leaf. We shall see. But you can rest assured the attacks will stop.
Just know that Kreskov and his people are the more accepting than you might think.
Thank you, my friends. You've done a great service for my people. I don't think you fully appreciate how much.
Just remember what was given for that.
Zuleika answers. It shan't be forgotten.
Do be safe. Strahd will not take this betrayal lightly.
Keep in touch.
We have our ways.
I don't doubt you do.
And Drogar will go to give Emil a handshake.
He returns it in kind, yeah. Well, we should be off, and we'll leave you to celebrate your victory. Goodbye, my friends, and thank you again.
Bye.
Take some time to celebrate yours.
There's much to be done. Farewell. And they turn and tear off into the trees, and the pack moves out alongside them. You see them all turn in unison and scatter in all directions into the forests. And before too long, they vanish from sight.
Winnie turns to Olaf. Can you and your people, and she points over her shoulder but can't even look at the sight of the carriage that Kiril rode in on, and the bodies of the rangers and the dead werewolves. Can you get rid of that or something?
Aye, little one. We'll take care of it. I owe you an apology. I underestimated you.
Oh.
It won't happen again. And he'll hold out his hand for you to shake.
Well, yeah, I'll reach up like this.
and yeah, he'll shake it, and then he'll give you a nod and he'll go, sometimes we wear a mask in battle. We show the enemy fear. We don't have to carry that around with us.
Okay.
And then he'll turn and go and gather a couple berserkers to help him take care of the gruesome chariot.
At which point Zarya comes over. Well, I don't know about you lot, but I need a drink.
I couldn't agree more with you.
That was some show, you all. Especially you, little one.
Oh, thanks.
Who'd have thunk it?
Not me.
Well, just goes to show. You never know what you're up against until you're up against it.
And big things come in little packages.
I'm really pretty big for my age. And,
And race. Drogar will turn at that moment and go toward Olaf, who's like tending with the other berserkers to the obscenity that Kiril brought in, and he'll go, when you take the bodies down, perhaps wrap them and put them in the cart with Desi. I would like to bring them back to Vallaki for proper burial.
We can bury them here. We can give them a proper card.
Yes, I suppose that's fine. I would like to bring back something, though. Perhaps for the family?
We'll search the bodies for valuables, and we'll give them a proper marking. We'll let you know so you can tell the families where they are.
You impress me, Olaf. I told you had big shoes to fill when first I met you, and, you have done that and more.
You honor me, Master Drogar, but there's no shoes I can ever fill. I'll do my part, but that's all.
You are one of us, Olaf. Take pride in that. Yes?
I'm here for the fight.
And Drogar will kind of turn away and brood. Cut to a montage of Drogar standing smoking a pipe on some riverbank somewhere.
When I was a young boy, my father, he took me to the city to see a marching band.
So I think, just to go back a little bit, the last moments of the battle, Kaz was on top of Kiril and was like really trying to keep him away from Winnie, but then like Winnie kept getting closer, and like Kaz was like walking that line of rage and being in control of it, and then also letting the rage take over her a little bit at sometimes. But then Winnie landed the killing blow, but I don't think Kaz saw it happen. So I think in those last moments of that battle, she lost her grip on him, and then Kaz like scrambled over to him and like flipped him over, ready to like strike again, like probably flipped Cactus around in her hand, ready to deliver like a killing stab, and then saw that his head was basically obliterated.
Yeah.
And just very quickly looked around, just because like, in that rage focus, she saw, okay, threat eliminated, look around, other threats, there are none, and immediately just clocked Winnie. Still, because I think you had that moment right after that happened where you were just standing over him with the skull mask still on before you took it off. And there have been one or two moments where Kaz has come out of her rage very quickly, and it has been like she's been pulled out of it. But I think for the first time, she's pulled out of her rage out of like concern and fear when she sees Winnie standing like this dealer of death with this skull mask on. And just like, to get the rest of her rage out, just like punches the ground next to Kiril's face and like flicks the blood off of Cactus and quickly sheathes it, and then just takes a few deep breaths. And throughout all that stuff, talking to Emil and everything, I think she was just sort of like standing over Winnie's shoulder, just like offering intimidating presence and support. And then probably would go, because like this is the Berserker's land, which she is technically the ruler of, the leader of them.
You guys just ended up being boss of everybody.
I know. We're just like gathering. This is it. I've been playing a lot of Tears of the Kingdom. It feels like the beginning of Hyrule, sort of gathering all of your kingdoms
That's
together.
Exactly
and
right.
Yeah,
That's
exactly
it.
But I think she would go. So when Olaf is going to clean, she's doing the same.
I think when Olaf spots you coming over, you'll notice like he'll bark a couple orders to the other berserkers he's pulled, and then he'll walk towards you and he'll like just kind of approach you, like not really making eye contact, and just he'll give you the salute. Kvaun.
You fought well and bravely.
I'm sorry I left your side.
I trust you to make the right decisions in a battle, especially after seeing what you can do. You have fought by my side. I'm not your leader anymore. I'm your sister.
Sister be it, but you are my leader. I'll follow where you go. I won't let you down in battle, I promise.
I believe you.
Let us clear this up. Celebrate with the people.
If I am your leader, then these are my lands. I'm going to help clean, and then we will all celebrate.
And he'll kind of like grasp your hand and he'll go, sometime the people need to see our leader celebrate.
They will. Let me do something.
And at that, he'll just give in and turn and then go back.
That's right. I'm the boss. You do what I say.
Exactly.
Oh my God, that was awesome.
Wow.
Jeez
Louise.
Jeez Louise.
Jeez whiz.
I will turn and start walking, and then power walking, and then little kid straight arms running, to where are Danica and Erwin still here? Who from Vallaki is still here?
Danica and Erwin went back with Dimitri to Vallaki, but Irina's still here.
Irina is still here.
Yeah.
Oh, sick.
I'm running.
Yeah. That's the next thing I was gonna say too.
Okay.
Yeah. I really hope that I did leave her here. Save my life if I didn't. If in an earlier episode I mentioned her leaving. I want her to be here now.
I really don't
Noted.
think that you ever did.
I don't think I did
so
because they all came,
Mm-hmm.
but they went back to Vallaki as ravens.
Mm-hmm.
They flew back because the attack started.
Right. To spread word. Yeah.
Right, exactly. So I think so Irina's I'm going to say that Irina is still here.
If you
I
know,
like that.
call in.
Yeah. You start making your way back towards sort of the encampment, and many of the berserkers are still sort of arrayed, cheering at the great battle that just unfolded. And you see Irina like push her way through, split the elbows of two berserkers a head and a half taller than her, and then just start running across the field towards you two. Yeah, and she does that same thing where she just like a skidding slide down onto the knees, and she just kind of scoops you up,
Sweet.
Yeah. I think this time Winnie's arms stay at her side. She runs full speed at Irina, and then once she gets a little closer, she almost slows down. She's not sure how Irina will feel about this violence.
She scoops you up and holds you very, very tightly to her, and she says, "Oh my gosh, little sister, you were brilliant. You were so brave. Are you okay?" That's all right. You don't have to be.
That was really mean.
I know, but you did what you had to do. Don't dwell on it.
Okay.
But sister, feel whatever you need. You feel whatever you feel. If you need to shake as if the very ground is splitting beneath you, then you do it. If you need to cry and never stop crying, then go and do it. You have earned whatever response you need. I'm so proud of you.
Really? I don't even know what the Way Warden would think about this. I've been thinking that maybe he wouldn't. I don't know how he would feel about it, and I don't know. I don't know.
This is a hard place, little sister, and it makes people hard. And sometimes it forces you to do hard things, but that doesn't mean you have to lose your softness. That is what I see and love, and that is what the Way Warden sees and loves. That doesn't go away because of what you've done today. I promise.
I'm the boss of werewolves now.
I know you are. Goodness gracious. And at such a young... What a wunderkind.
What's that?
It means someone who's very accomplished for their age.
Wunderkind.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
This... this is really, really silly, but can you help me out with something else that doesn't have anything to do with this? Because I kind of want to change my mind to something else.
Absolutely. What is it?
This is something that I think that you would be really good at, and I don't really know how to do it. Can you help me write a really fancy birthday invitation?
Of course.
Okay. It has to be 25 words or less.
I would be happy to.
Okay. I'm gonna go make sure that everybody's okay, but maybe we could talk about that when everybody's partying later?
Of course, whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Would it be okay if I walked with you for a while?
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, Winnie.
Do you want to go make the snow? And I look back. Is the snow still there?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to make a snow angel?
That sounds lovely.
Okay, I'm gonna go make snow angels until I feel better.
Yeah, you do so. You and Irina. Yeah, you and Irina head a little ways away from sort of the hustle and bustle of the camp and the battle, and away from where the snow is blood-stained, and you kind of make your way down the side of the hill a little way till it's fresh and undriven, not touched upon yet. And despite the horrors that just took place, now the hill is quite peaceful, and it crunches satisfyingly under your tiny little feet.
I take big high knees steps and make crunching sounds.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Irina's just like, she kind of just holds your hands and treads you out into the drifts. And yeah, you two make snow angels for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God. What else?
I don't know, dude. We just finished an arc. We got to pick a new one.
I know. We just gotta hang out at the valley at the end of this arc.
Yeah, tonight we party. We figure out the next arc next episode.
Yeah.
Drogar will go over to Kiril and search his person for anything of importance.
Yeah.
Oh, right. That's a thing people do in this game. I always forget.
But more importantly,
we don't loot enough bodies.
We really don't loot.
But not like I don't think because Drogar's belief keeps him from doing that. Like, once the body is dead, you don't pillage it. But
maybe we burn that human skin cloak.
Olaf will totally pillage that body.
I think more importantly, what Drogar is looking for are any items of importance that might link him to Strahd. I think that's really what he's looking for. He's not looking for like a magic weapon or valuables or armor or anything. He's looking for like
magic communication device.
Direct links to the devil, and how can we use that against him?
Drogar, you smart man. You smart daddy. Cut that.
No. Keep it in.
I won't.
Sure, give me an investigation check.
Ah, fuck.
Investigate really good.
Guidance. Wait, I can't do that.
Don't tell me you multi-classed into cleric too.
Oh, shit. That is a 15. Damn.
You go to search him over. He other than the human skin cloak, he's not wearing any other clothes. So there's not exactly pockets to go through or anything.
No pockets in the human skin cloak. No human skin pockets.
Well, if you really want to rummage through the human skin cloak,
I want to rummage through.
No, there's no.
Drogar doesn't. Drogar will like kind of as he's tending to the body. I think he kind of like delicately takes it off from around the neck and like places it in like snow, like untouched snow, like away from the body.
Mm-hmm.
And he's very delicate with the body. He's not, he doesn't want to desecrate it in any way. He's just looking for clues, information.
Mm-hmm. You don't find anything on the necessarily immediately present, but as you go over the body and as you move it away, you actually, where his head was, as you're sort of like moving the body respectfully, you hear a sort of a soft like into the snow, and you bend over and lean a big dragon claw into the snow, and your claws touch upon something very warm and round, and you pull it up from the snow, and you can see it is a small stone with a face carved into its into one side. It looks like a skipping stone almost, right? Kind of smooth and round and oval shaped. And on one side of it is a really kind of twisted, maniacal face with its jaw dropped wide, and it's covered in blood.
Drogar will take the stone and wipe the blood on his on his tunic. And then he wants to detect magic on it.
Sure, yeah. You do so. It is magical. If it's an enchantment, I don't think it shows. It doesn't do like the school if it's an enchantment per se. But in fact, I think like you've seen it before. It's a sending stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he picks it up and he looks at it, and I think Drogar would know what this is, looking at it, and just go, very well. And Drogar will, from around his neck, pull out a necklace, and the necklace on the end of it has a small vial with Strahd's eye in it. And he will look at the eye, and he will look at the sending stone. And Drogar will, is it a small stone? Is it big enough?
Yeah, small stone. Yeah.
So he'll put the stone inside the flask with the eye, and he'll just kind of close it.
Sure.
And just keep it close to him.
All right.
Underneath his tabard, underneath his armor, underneath everything.
All right.
Hidden.
Giddy up.
Much like Gandalf wrapping the
Palantir.
Yeah.
Hidden and muffled.
Yeah.
In the soundproof wrapping.
You are doomed to listen to us talk shit.
Yeah.
Call ended.
You are forced to listen to my aching body for eternity.
And also us peeing every now and then.
Strahd, like, joke's on you. I'm into that.
Yeah.
Cut that!
I subscribe at the $75 tier.
So yeah, you kind of clear the field. By the time you finish making snow angels, Winnie, your cheeks and nose are bright red, and so are Irina's. Yeah, and you get a little bit of that childlike wonder again, like back in the playset in Kresk.
I do all kinds of things with snow. I make snow angels, and then I try to dig a tunnel, thinking that I can dig a tunnel under the snow and it'll last forever. And then I dig for a couple of feet, and then it crashes down on me, and then I dig for a couple more feet, and it crashes down on me. And then I try to make a tally-ho man out of snow.
While you are in the mix of all...
I was going to come up with more things to do.
Oh, keep going.
And then I say, Irina.
Yes.
Do you have is there any like sugar or milk here? Probably not.
Hard to come by these days, I'm afraid.
Dang it. Have you ever made snow cream?
No, I can't say as I have.
You take the snow and you mix it up with like cream and sugar, and it's like ice cream that you make yourself out of snow.
What a wonderful concoction.
Mm-hmm.
Who taught you that?
Oh, my mom did that.
Oh, how lovely.
Yeah. And you can like put like mint leaves in there. You can put like vanilla in there. But we don't have any. So we just have, this is the snow cream. And I take a bite out of the snow in my hand.
May I try?
Yeah, just pretend that it is like really creamy and like sweet. And you feel really good eating it because you made it yourself. And then pretend that there's like just a little bit of vanilla in there, so it tastes like special. It tastes like nothing else you can make.
Goodness, all of that.
Yeah, and it's cool because you know it's not going to last forever. You just have until the snow melts.
May I?
Mm-hmm.
And she leans forward and takes a bite out of the snow, also in your hand. And she kind of pulls her head back, and you know, she does a few like blissful chews, and she closes her eyes and smiles warmly. What a kingly treat. Thank you, Winnie.
Yeah, it's kingly.
While you are having all of these revels in the snow, Winnie, at a certain point, you hear the sound of hooves coming from not too far off, maybe kind of towards the tree line again.
I get very spooked.
What is it? What's wrong?
I don't know. And I start running kind of up the hill where everybody else was. I want to be where everybody else is.
Yeah, you do so, yeah, and kind of like get back together with everybody. The sound of hoof beats become louder and louder and louder, but you still can't quite make out what is making this sound until at last, bursting forth from the tree line is Charlie.
Oh, God. Oh, God.
As an elk centaur. Half his lower body is elk-shaped, and his top half is an old man. Hunna-hunnas flapping in the breeze.
I would ask what those are, but I don't think I want to know.
No, it's the skin. It's the skin that hangs down from your arms when you get old.
Yes.
Okay.
My grandma always called them hunna-hunnas.
We have them coming in soon.
What the fuck did I do?
But yeah, he's got antlers coming up out, and he's like galloping majestically across the field.
Kevin Kline and dances with wolves.
Yeah,
I picture
exactly.
Kenny Powers. Like,
exactly. His long gray hair flowing in the breeze. And yeah, he
Kevin Costner. Sorry, I said Kevin Kline. Kevin Costner.
Kevin Kline in Pirates of Penzance.
Yes, yes.
He makes his way over. Hello, little one. Oh, I found you at last.
Charlie?
Yes, it's me. I think.
No, it is. I see.
Oh, good news.
You came down from your mountain?
Well, yes. You see, I got Argynvost's message, and it took me quite some time to find you. I went to Barovia first.
Oh, dear.
And I had to explode a bunch of werewolves there.
Oh, you did?
Yes, indeed. Yes,
Charlie!
indeed. It was rather bothersome.
You're a hero.
And then I went to Vallaki and exploded a few more there because you still weren't there.
Charlie, those are my subjects.
I went exploding things all across this valley, I tell you.
That's amazing.
Until finally I found you, and I just wanted to tell you, I'm so proud of you for winning the state fair this year.
Oh my gosh. I did. I got the blue ribbon.
Yes, I wanted to give you something.
What?
And he pulls out a blue ribbon.
This is by far my favorite character in all of Strahd. End of story.
Oh my gosh. Where did you get this from?
I made it.
You made
Don't
this?
ask what from.
I won't. Can I pin it to my uniform?
Yes, indeed. Please do. You've certainly earned it. He hands it over. Yeah, and it's like the state fair blue ribbon. It's got a big number 1 on it.
Aww. Drawn on there.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It still says like heaviest pumpkin.
Yeah.
Amazing.
It does.
Juiciest wolf.
It does.
Flank.
It says Gourd of the Year.
I'm the gourd of the year.
You are.
Thanks, Charlie.
And I put a little something special in it. If you ever need me, little one, just speak into it and say, Charlie, I don't mean to alarm ye, but I need some help.
Charlie, I don't mean to alarm ye, but I need some help.
Yes, indeed.
And I just say right into there?
Yes, indeed. And I've prepared a surprise for you, but only use it when you really, really need it.
Okay. Wow. You're a hero. You saved Barovia and Vallaki. You're crazy.
Yes. Yes, I am.
Thanks for coming. I didn't know if you were going to come. We thought that you didn't get the message or something.
Oh, no, I did. Sometimes I ignore it.
By the light,
Charles Entertainment Cheese.
And Drogar kind of comes up the hill. Charles, is that you?
Argynvost.
As in the flesh.
Oh, yeah. Well, not so much anymore. You dead bastard, you.
Tell me, when did you actually figure out I wasn't Argynvost?
What do you mean?
I'm so glad you came.
Oh, yeah. Well, I got your message.
Yes.
And so I had to come. Well, once I got your message, I was really in the mood. It's been so long since I exploded something.
Yes.
I thought it might be a good fight, shake off the rust, as they say.
Yes, a couple of immolation spells.
Yes,
here and
indeed.
there.
Now, you look like you've had quite the eventful affair here as well.
The little one handled herself quite impressively.
Oh, indeed.
You should have seen it. It was a sight to see.
Well, she has a good teacher.
Yeah.
What color is Drogar's face when he blushes?
Bronze. ones.
You mean when he cries?
What color are Drogar's tears?
Thank you, Charlie. Thank you very much.
You're very welcome.
I think it's high time you came down from that mountain.
I quite like it up there. The view is spectacular.
Yes, but isn't it lonely?
Oh, yes, indeed. But, sometimes I think maybe that's for the best. In my current state, I'm not really sure if the valley's ready for me.
Well, I couldn't agree more with you on that matter. However, there are other things that need tending to, and I think that your skill set is most valuable.
Oh, indeed. When I can remember what it is, yes.
Right. Charlie, try to keep with me when I tell you this next bit. The people of this valley are getting ready to rise up.
Like a good bread.
Yes, like so much yeast.
Yes, indeed.
Stay with me now.
Yes, I'm with you.
They are getting to rise up against the devil, and I can think of no one else that Argynvost would have wished to help lead the charge.
Sourdough, I think.
Yes. Easy on the stomach.
Oh, yeah. Good with the soup.
What is it with old people and soup?
What is
Old
it?
people.
Well,
fucking
you
soup.
get your teeth fall out.
Yes,
Then
it's easy
hard
to
eat
chew.
things
It goes
that you
down
don't
easy.
chew.
Okay, forget I asked.
Come on, Kaz. It pairs with just about every meal.
All right. Message received. Jesus.
Really?
I heard that.
You got your breakfast soup, your lunch soup, your dinner soup. Soup with every meal.
Second soup?
Well, very good. It's been such a delight to see you all again. But I really must get back and take that loaf out of the oven.
Charlie, thank you so much. We were really, really worried we didn't know what to do about Barovia.
Oh, no worries at all. I only wish I could have gotten here sooner. But it was all worth it in the end. All of the explosions.
You can get home safe?
I don't know.
You know what? That's a good point. Okay. Try your best.
I always do.
Drogar will
believe you.
cast guidance on Charlie as he leaves.
Oh, thank you. That's very kind. A D4 to anything I do. Imagine it.
Charlie can see through space-time and the fourth wall.
Charlie is meta.
Holy shit.
I'm Charlie. Charlie is me.
That is wild.
Son of a bitch.
I think he just burns it to find a nice rock on the way home.
Find me the smoothest rock.
Yeah. Oh my god. Anyway, Drogar will pull Charlie in for a hug.
What'd you do?
It's called a hug, my friend.
Oh, I'm familiar with the costume, yes. And he rears back on his elk legs and puts his two front elk legs up over your shoulders and pats you on top of the head. There. Don't you worry. You'll win the blue ribbon next year.
Farewell, Charlie.
Goodbye,
Till we
everyone.
meet again.
Goodbye, my friends. Try not to explode while I'm gone.
I'll take my bag, my bag that I have on my shoulder, and I'll loop the strap of my bag real quick around my wrist, and it will snap and sizzle as if my flesh is on fire, and then the bag handle will regrow, and I'll cast freedom of movement on Charlie so that for the next hour of his travels he can't be grappled.
And the wind flows extra gracefully through his hair as he gallops on into the sunset, arms spread wide. He laughs as he charges back into the forest.
Wow.
If you ever see me in that state, let me be happy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Olaf steps up to Kaz and goes, I was going to send a battalion of scouts with them to get them home, but I think I would just be putting them in more danger.
I forbid you from sending anyone to follow him. I'm not going to do this often, but I'm going to pull the leader card here and say don't do that.
Right.
Listen, Olaf, if you ever meet him again, just keep your head down and say nothing. It's for the best.
Right.
Or offer to play, like, Pinochle or something. I'm sure he'd be down for that.
Well, that also might backfire. Depending on the type of pinochle he's thinking of.
Not if you win or lose. Not if you let him. Never mind. Okay, just ignore him.
I do know a place where I can get some good prune juice.
Old people love prune juice.
Do you like prune juice?
No.
He's not going to admit it after I said old people love prune juice.
Fair point, Kaz. However...
Don't worry, Drogar. I got you covered.
Yes.
Oh, I didn't prepare a zone of truth. Damn it.
Good. Now let me tell my fib. You see, some old people find the need for prune juice. It helps regulate the cycles of the body.
Clear the pipes! You hear from the forest.
Yeah, listen, since you're all on lands that I'm officially the governing body of, I forbid this conversation from continuing.
Very well, come on.
Let's just fucking get drunk.
Back to the camp it is.
Kaz will make her way over to Zarya.
Oh, just for fucking meta's sake, can we look at the other werewolf's bodies
Like to loot them?
to see if there's anything on them? Anything that identifies
I was
them?
gonna say no. Yeah.
No.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. All right, Kaz,
Yeah.
Zarya.
Yeah.
Kaz is just going to approach Zarya, sword in hand, cactus in hand, and say,
Sorry, I think you really outdid yourself.
Did you find it to your liking?
Yeah, and much more.
Oh, aye, indeed. You look good out there, wheedling it too, I might say.
Well, thank you very much.
as she blushes a little bit,
It definitely added a new element to the fight that I was not expecting, but found really satisfying.
Aye, the element of spikes always tend to liven up a bit.
Lives up to its namesake.
Well, you brought it to me with such a fine name upon it, I wanted to do it justice.
It has a hell of a story already. I think that story's only going to get better.
Tied in intimately with your story, Gavan, which is one I look forward to hearing passed down through the ages.
Well, thank you for saying so. I have to say, I feel a little guilty. I'm only here once every so often, every dozen episodes or so. And
What?
don't worry about it.
What?
That's meta knowledge. Don't worry about it. But so I guess, let me just stop blathering and say, even though thank you for maintaining such great leadership over the Berserkers, even though I know I'm technically the leader and chosen by Kavan, and I wish I could stay here and fulfill my duties, but I know that I can't, so thank you.
You've other duties to attend to, Kavan. I know it well. And you fight for all of us, I have no illusions. And though, while I will admit, your presence about the camp is certainly welcome, I don't hold it against you. I'm happy to keep these louts in check, so that we're ready for when the day finally comes.
After seeing how Skogr fights,
He's alright, isn't it?
It's really fucking great.
Aye. Well, only the best for you lot.
It's more than I deserve. Thank you.
Oh, I'm still trying to measure up to what you deserve.
Oh, let's have a drink.
Wiser words were never said.
I'm fucking watching you.
Cheers, Kavan. To another victory, and to your long rule.
to the Berserkers. And the iron hold that they will have over this hill for centuries to come.
And never let go.
Damn right. Smash!
Smash!
And they have to pour themselves another one, so they just knocked everything out of it. Yeah, exactly.
Excellent.
We cut to Drogar sitting by one of the fires, and I think mugs are being filled, and there's a cask of the Champagne de l'Estampe that's just kind of like tipped over, and it's pouring out, and there's like 3 berserkers that are like leaning under it, just like drinking as it's pouring out, and then like one gets pushed out of the way, and another one puts his head under there.
But then when you're seeing this scene happen, you're seeing Skogr
Yeah,
fucking just shoulder charge all the berserkers that are under the cask and just fucking lay under it like fucking just wine all over.
but the
his
camera
face,
shot
and
is
he's
just on Drogar, and then it like auto focuses to Skogr in the background as it happens, and he's like drinking under there, and then it soft focuses back to Drogar, and he's and Drogar is just kind of puffing on his pipe, just kind of like watching the revelries, just thinking, brooding.
Penny for your thoughts.
Dimitri has landed behind you.
Well, I take it you won?
Yes, we accomplished the task. How fares Vallaki?
Well, the new walls held up better than many of us could have hoped. We did all right.
The casualties?
Some, but not as bad as it could have been.
Any named characters?
Not this time.
Good.
We have some bodies of your late god. It seems Kiril had the idea to use them as an intimidation tactic when Lars and his scouting party went out to the woods. Lars was the only one to return. But the bodies are here, and our newest ally, Olaf, has offered to bury them here for the proper cairn.
As good a place as any. The funeral rites of the Berserkers are legendary.
Yes, we will, whatever mementos belong to the deceased family, we will send back. But,
Does something trouble you, my friend?
well, many things trouble me, Dimitri. The question is, which ones do I have control over?
Well, not much.
Drogar will pull out the eyeball.
Oh, aye, indeed. Quite a gift. Quite a trophy.
I don't know how to use it against him.
Well, you pulled it out of him. I think that's doing a pretty good job already.
We had a companion, Pasha. You remember the young boy?
The little one, yes.
He was missing an eye. Strahd held it.
Mm-hmm.
He was using it as a sort of, an illusion magic to...
I think Dimitri was there for
all of that?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was.
Forgive my old brain.
No.
You remember what he did with the eye, yes?
Yes, I don't know that I'll be able to forget it soon.
Is that sort of magic capable in the opposite way?
Drogar, if I've learned anything about magic is that anything is possible, but it all can kill you.
Fair enough.
It's really it's sort of a cost-risk calculation when trying to deal with magic, if you take my meaning.
Fair enough.
But honestly, Drogar, stick to your ways. Don't try to play his games. Do the things you know work. They've been working so far. Does that make sense?
It does. Drogar will take the vial, throw it on the ground, step on it.
Oh.
That's it. My grandpapa used to say, the only way to win Strahd's game is not to play. He got a lot wrong, but that I think he was right about.
I wish to discuss Winnie with you for a moment.
Is something wrong?
No, nothing's wrong whatsoever. The girl has more power in her than I have ever seen. Far stronger than any person I have ever trained with, and her capability outmatches even myself at her age. I worry that when I am gone, she will not have a proper teacher to defer her from the darker sides of the magic that she can tap into. During this last combat, Dimitri, she harnessed an energy that was, well, darker. And for somebody so volatile, such as her, too much exploration into that energy without the proper teacher can lead down the wrong path.
Taking a bird's eye view, so to speak, I think the path she walks is quite safe. I mean,
as safe as one can get in Barovia.
But the lessons that you teach her, Drogar, what she takes from you, will not end when you do. And she is surrounded now by people who would give their lives for her, and hopefully will never have to. I don't think that's lost on her. Trust her, Drogar.
I do, Dimitri. It's not a matter of trust. It's a matter of... There are things that young ones are not meant to worry about.
Yes,
Which,
indeed.
Sadly, in this realm and in this era and the point at where we are at, they have to. And I am trying to prevent her from dealing with these problems as long as I possibly can, even if it leads to my death.
I take your meaning. One so young as her should never have to undergo the things she's done, the things she's seen. But that is why we fight, no? That is why I fight. That Brom and Bray may live a life under the sun. That you may once again feel the touch of your god, and that Winnie may go on to make hers proud. That is why we fight. That is why we walk the path we do.
I suppose you're right, Dimitri.
It's not up to us to decide what comes. We have no control over this. All we can do is decide what we do. And what you all have done so far is wondrous. And I do not use that word lightly. I think she was going to be just fine, Drogar. I think you are going to be just fine, too. It is good and right that you should care for her and worry about what will happen to her when you are no longer there to guide her. Already she has so much from you. You will be with her long after. You know, my mother used to say that death is a boon for love, not an ending. When one dies, one becomes a part of everything. The air you breathe, the food you eat, the water that keeps you alive. What a gift for a parent, she would say. She will be strong for having known you, because you are strong.
Well, yes.
Does that ease your mind at all?
No, but I appreciate the words.
That's okay.
You see, Dimitri, I bring it up because not so long ago, I did the same thing with you that I did with Winnie. And I shone a light on the darker path in which you trod. And that is what I worry about with Winnie. Because the light, the power that is within her clerical essence is volatile. And there are two sides to every coin.
Well, what would you do?
Well, had I had all the time in the world and the foresight that I have now, after my 528 years of life, I would train her in both.
Well, you have time now? I don't want to keep just saying. My mother used to say, but she's a very wise woman.
I've met her. She is.
She always says, don't assume what people can handle. When you try to think about what someone will do, or how they will behave, or the way they will act, or what will happen to them, you're only having a conversation with yourself.
You are wise for your age, Dimitri.
Well, I've been through a lot. So, if this troubles you so, I suggest you talk to Winnie instead of me.
Thank you for being a good listener.
I do what I can.
I'll see you shortly. And he kind of gets up and heads off into the direction of the revelry.
What's the gender flipped version of the Bechdel test? Because I'm so glad that we just failed so hard.
What do you mean?
I don't know what you
The
mean.
Bechdel test is
Two guys talking about a girl.
A work of literature or film or whatever fails
yes.
the Bechdel test if there are no scenes where two women are talking to each other without talking about a man.
Yes, no, I see.
We're two men talking about a woman.
Yeah, I see.
So we just failed the gender flipped version
Oh,
of the
no,
Bechdel
I
test.
get it. I understand. No, you're right.
yeah,
That's great.
I like that.
Has the sun totally gone down yet?
Do you want it to?
No, I like to imagine that it is almost gone down.
Great, then that's what it is.
Okay,
What sun?
that's true. I like to imagine that the sky is dark blue or whatever like version of gray that is right before the sun goes down.
Cobalt.
Sure, yeah. Cobalt, like a steely blue. Mm-hmm.
Where is the Berserker camp where we are right now, Revel Ring? Where is that in relation to Yesterhill? And
Right on top of it.
it's right on top of Yesterhill. The edge of the woods
Is that right at the bottom of the hill?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm going to take a walk.
Okay.
I'm going to walk the edge of the woods.
Okay. By yourself, or do you want to take anyone with you?
By myself.
Okay.
And I'm looking for flat rocks. Flat rocks that can be stacked on top of each other in descending size.
Okay. Give me an investigation check.
That's the thing that I'm worst at. I will use my new dice I bought myself as a treat. I hate them.
Throw him down the hallway.
Well, with my +1, that's a 6.
You have a hard time finding flat rocks. You find a number of them. They're just maybe not as flat as you would hope.
I try stacking them on top of each other.
Give me a sleight of hand.
With my +4, that's a 6.
Oh.
Can I make a proposal? And this is a little bit radical, so feel free to tell me to fuck myself. In some TTRPGs, there's a thing you can do where, like, if you're not under a time constraint, you can take your time, and something that might ordinarily take an action would take, like, let's say 20 minutes, and just, like, automatically be...
Take 20.
No, sure, yeah.
Take
of course.
20, yeah.
No, definitely. Yeah, I think you can still... it just takes
This
you a
is the
while
thing-
to...
For you, DM, this is a thing that I'm going to be doing for a while. I'm going to be looking for 6 rocks that will stack on top of each other in descending size.
Oh, this is like a
Over
ongoing
time.
project.
Yes,
Okay.
this is a project.
Then,
This is my project.
Yeah, then let's... Oh, great. Okay. Then roll a d4,
Roll a d4.
and that'll be how many you find.
4.
There you go.
Wow.
Nice.
Okay, I have 4. Okay, great. I stand at the edge of the woods with them, and I kind of nervously stack them on top of each other to see if they'll sit.
It takes a few tries, but you get it.
If it takes any effort at all, I think I throw away 2 of them.
Okay.
I throw away the 2 most flimsy ones, and I keep the 2 flattest ones. I don't want it to take any effort.
Great. Then you come away with 2 really... You come away with one that's sort of like a gray slate that has all those little, like, sort of sparkly bits in it. And then you find another one that is lumpier, but the bottom of it is really flat. So you think that would be a good one for the very top.
I put them in my bag, and then I stand at the edge of the woods, and I think about what Irina said about whatever you need to do, cry or scream or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to stand at the edge of the woods facing into the darkness. Ah! I'm going to wait and see if anything comes back.
Is there... What are you hoping will happen?
I'm not hoping for anything. I'm seeing what feels good. And I'm listening to see if anything happens that I need to run from.
I see. No, the forest is quiet right now. It's actually like maybe the quietest you can remember it ever.
Okay, then I'm going to stop and listen. Ha ha ha! Hey! Way Warden!
Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, shit.
22.
Dang.
Holy fuck.
You hear your voice start to echo back to you. The sound of your cries moves into the trees and seems to almost like reflect and bounce back off the trunks. And as it hits your ears again, it kind of like almost folds around you, making almost like a chorus.
I cast Guiding Bolt at first level at the nearest tree.
Okay.
16.
Yeah, I mean, roll damage.
14.
Yeah, you send it off and it blasts into the trunks of the nearest tree. It kind of like carves a half circle out of the, as it flies past.
Can you hear me?
Can I roll perception to see if there's an actual cricket?
Mm-hmm.
16.
Yeah, you see him. There's like a long blade of grass coming up out of the forest, and he's sat right on top of it.
Hi. Do you like me? What does 2 chirps mean?
And it hops off the blade of grass, and it lands on your overalls.
Do I make you proud?
It sits there for a minute, and you see it start to rub its legs together, as if to make the chirping sound again, but the sound of a violin plays.
What? Holy shit.
As he runs his legs together. And then, it spreads its wings out, hops off, and into the night.
Okay. I'm sorry I yelled. Okay.
It's good to yell.
Thanks. And I'll go back. I'll go back to Irina.
Mm-hmm. Oh, there you are. Is everything all right?
It's okay. Yeah. Yeah, it's okay.
What happened?
I just wanted to make sure that I was on the right track.
And?
Okay. I think so far, so good. Yeah.
I'm very proud of you, if that means anything.
It really does a lot. Do you remember a really, really long time ago when I told you that I had a brother?
Mm-hmm.
And I met a cricket, and the cricket told me that my brother was okay?
Yes, indeed. Remarkably rare. I mean, my understanding is, of course, before Strahd came to the valley, crickets were common sight, but they've become exceedingly rare in the time since his arrival.
Yeah.
Did you see one again?
I did. Have I ever told you about the Way Warden?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Could you tell me more?
Sometimes he comes to me like a cricket, I think. No,
Wow.
Yes, he does.
It's a very restrained form for a god to take.
Yeah.
I think that's a good sign.
Yeah?
Yes, I do.
Okay. Yeah, me too.
Well, Strahd fancies himself a god, and he uses thunder and lightning, violence and shouting. I think I like yours better.
Okay.
Did you do what you needed to do? Did you feel a little better?
I'm not sure. I tried it. I think I'm controlling it too much, you know?
I do.
I think I'm controlling it too much. But maybe you can't control when it's uncontrolled. So I tried it. I tried it today. I think it's good advice what you said about doing whatever you need to do. I just can't do it today.
Just remember, Winnie, that our bodies have a deeper wisdom than our minds. Our minds only know what we know, but our bodies know what all of our families have been through.
Oh.
They have a deep wisdom.
Okay.
Follow what it's telling you.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know if I'm very good at that yet, but
That's all right.
That's good.
Takes time to figure out.
it's a good idea.
Oh, little sister, you are quite a marvel.
Did you think of what to write in my birthday invitation?
Well,
What do you write in a fancy birthday invitation? How do you say fancy? You are invited to Winnie's whatever.
You know who would know how to write a fancy invitation?
Me.
Kaz.
I would say something like, name days are a time to spend amongst friends and loved ones. And for me, that's you. So would you cordially do me the honor of attending a festivity celebrating my birth?
Wait! That's so good! Wait. Name days are a time
To be
To-
amongst friends and loved
to
ones.
be amongst friends and loved ones. And you said, what, would you do me the honor?
And I say, for me, that means you.
For me. That means you.
Would you cordially do me the honor of
Cordially.
attending a festivity and celebration?
Attending a festivity. I ran out of ink. Would you cordially do me the honor of attending a festivity
In celebration of my birth.
in celebration?
Or something like that, you know.
Wow. Wow. That's so really good. Hold on.
Is it too many?
I'm going to have to cut it down.
Oh, no. Well, we can edit as we go.
Okay. Thank you. Wow. How did you learn to speak so fancy?
Well, something my father wanted me to learn.
Yeah. Thank you.
That comes in handy, though, in times like this.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Thanks.
You're very welcome. I surely hope I shall be invited to your party.
Oh my gosh. The guest of honor. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. And I don't know when it's going to be. Do you have to know when it's going to be to send an invitation?
Well, you'll want your guests to know when they should arrive.
Oh,
But that can always come later. You can send an RSVP after the fact.
Okay. RSVP. RSVP. After the fact. After the fact. I'll figure it out. Okay. Thank you.
If I may ask, who are you thinking of sending this invitation to, Winnie?
Oh, you know.
No, I don't. That's why I asked. Is it that friend of yours? Oh, I'm sorry, little sister. I didn't mean to upset you.
No. It's okay.
Oh, I've spoken out of turn and upset
No,
you. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay.
Anything you want to talk about?
No, it's okay. Thanks. We'll see if he responds.
I'll wager he will.
Okay. Should we go in there? It sounds like a party.
Aye, indeed. Yes, and I think I saw Dimitri arrive. Perhaps we should go say hello.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, let's go, okay.
That's funny.
Not that I've been clocking his movements or anything.
Not that I'm paying attention. I mean, he can go where he wants.
I mean, he can do whatever he wants. I don't care. I'll go back with Irina into the tent, but I'll find a little spot and I'll sit on the side and I'll start editing my invitation.
Okay, great. Very cute. Anything else for the evening?
I'm tempted to ask what the odds are that Kaz might be able, even in her drunken stupor, to take note of Winnie's preparations.
Preparations for the letter?
Yeah, like the letter and the editing that she's doing. I imagine maybe she's like sitting off to the side somewhere. I don't know if she's like outside or inside, but like writing something. I don't know. I just maybe that's a question for Winnie.
Yeah, I think so. What do you think, Winnie?
I think I really do go off into the berserker equivalent of a corner booth.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm sitting there with a piece of paper or whatever I have available. And I'm just sitting there and you just see me like with my tongue sticking out of my mouth and one eye closed. And I'm writing things and then scribbling things out.
Let me put it this way. From where you're sitting, can you see the party happening?
Yes.
Okay. So I think Kaz, already in a little bit of a drunken stupor, is doing that thing she loves to do. Like, she loves to see where people are at. Like, if you're at a 7 out of 10, she wants to get you to an 8.
Mm-hmm.
If you're at a 3 out of 10, she wants to get you to a 4. You know, just she wants to like build the party up because she's having a grand old time and she has big feelings and she wants to share those with people, especially when she's celebrating. So I think she's doing that thing where she's like going around to like gatherings of people and trying to like gas them up a little bit, and then kind of stumbles upon Winnie, who is just very focused. She'll go, "Hey, what are you doing?"
I'm writing something.
What are you writing?
I'm writing a birthday invitation.
Whose birthday?
My birthday.
Is today your birthday?
No, not today.
But soon?
I think it already happened.
Which one?
Well, I tried to tell you, but then like Drogar cast a spell against a tree or something and the grown-ups were talking. It was not a fun day.
But which birthday?
I'm turning 12. I turned 12.
Kaz immediately sobers the fuck up.
Oh, no.
She goes from like a little bit swaying and like kind of like bopping to whatever's playing in the background and just is immediately like whoop, stock still. She takes a javelin from behind her back and slams it down on the table and goes, "Ka-tuk.
Ka-tuk.
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 Winnie,
What?
you have had your 12th birthday.
What does that mean?
It is time for your Ka-tuk.
What's a Ka-tuk?
Take this.
Okay.
Come with me.
Okay.
And I fuck off to the forest.
Off you go.
Oh, shit.
On the 12th birthday in Kaz's tribe, they do what is called the Ka-tuk, which is a coming-of-age ceremony where you go on a hunt with one of your elders.
Oh, shit.
So Drogar, going to investigate the yell and then the guiding bolt that hit the tree, is out in the woods being like, "My God, what caused this? Kaz? Kaz, fucking fucking off into the woods."
That's great.
He goes,
That's
"Wait for me!"
So out in the desert, this would probably mean like hunting, I don't know, like boars, like I don't know, it's like this would probably mean something, hunting
Snakes.
something.
I don't know. Let's go. Let's see what you find.
The point is, like, here in Barovia, I think there's not a great deal to hunt, but like ultimately it's not about the hunt. It's about like going out and getting some wisdom from someone older than you.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So I don't know. If we find something great, if we don't, then it's a little bit of bonding time.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Okay, cool.
Yeah. I think we find a place to like kind of camp out.
Winnie is so excited. She's not ready for focus. She's pulling out her slingshot out of her bag and she's like running full force to the woods like a kid running into the ocean. Like,
I love the energy. All right, here are some things we need to pay attention to.
You grab the collar.
She's like, that's her, yeah, like insert like Flintstones running noise, like
Yeah, right.
So she'll be, she'll point things out like,
okay, so this is the point where you look for sources of running water, and then you look for abundant vegetation, and you see if maybe there have been some parts of the plants that have been eaten, and then if you see that, maybe you start looking for tracks.
and she's like sort of giving her all these little like bits of advice on just like hunting in general.
There's not very abundant vegetation, but I saw a cricket over here.
That's kind of the problem. So listen, like that's kind of the thing with Barovia is that there's not really much except for wolves, and honestly, I don't really think that those are fair game anymore. I think those are kind of our friends now, and that's fine. Like that's great. Honestly, I'd rather have it this way than the other way.
Yeah, I was gonna say we could fight birds, but it might be our friends.
Those are kind of our friends too.
Yeah.
So the point is, if we were not in this domain, this is what you would do.
Okay.
You might find like a boar or something.
Should pretend.
We could.
Okay. Let's
But
pretend.
here's the important thing. You need to find a place where you are reasonably certain that they will come to, like a place where they could have some water or find some food, and you need to wait for them there. So if we were to be in the outside world, this might be a good spot. And then the next thing is to sit here and wait.
How long do you want to try and wait for?
So some time passes,
Okay.
and I think I want to wait until a little bit past the point where Winnie starts getting a little bit antsy.
Where she starts raising her hand to ask questions.
That's funny.
Yeah. Like, I imagine, and I don't want to, speak for you, but I imagine you start like, I don't know, pulling up like little pieces of grass and kind of fiddling with them and like looking for rocks, and you're getting a little antsy.
Yep.
Like I'm
She sees like a fun rock and is like,
How did it feel when you killed Kiril?
Oh. Not good. Well, I put on the mask to try and make it easier, but it's not really.
It never is. It shouldn't be. It's supposed to be hard.
Oh.
The reason I left my tribe was because I let my anger get the better of me. We had a job to do, and because I got angry, someone really close to me died. Now, I'm not saying that's going to happen to you, but when I saw you after seeing Kiril dead on the ground, I saw something in you. And that thing I saw is an incredible power, but it's also very, very dangerous. And I know because that is the touch of Grumsh on me. When the one-eyed god Grumsh made the orcs, he put in them all of his rage and fury and anger, and that is what drives me when I fight. And if I let it take control of me, I am unstoppable. But after the battle, I may realize that things have happened that I don't want to have happened. The best battles for me are the ones where I can use that power, but that power does not use me. I saw you wear that skull mask, and I think it's good for you to be able to put your strength into something other than yourself, to leave yourself and use that to do what you need to do. And I think you can do incredible things with the power that you have. I like you a lot, Winnie. I love you. And when I'm fighting with you, I want to know that I'm fighting with you.
Okay.
You know what I do sometimes when I feel like my anger is getting the better of me? I stop whatever I'm doing, if I can, not in the middle of a fight or anything, but maybe afterwards or, maybe the during the night or whatever. And I just breathe. I don't know what it feels like for you when that power starts to rise inside of you.
It's bees.
It's bees. So, okay, that makes sense. That makes a lot of sense, actually.
Bees in my mouth, buzzing and stinging.
Dang, that sounds...
Ouch.
Yeah, horrible. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
Bees in your mouth!
Bees in your mouth! So you feel these bees in your mouth, and it hurts. Mm-hmm. But it also makes you strong. Mm-hmm. So what I need to do, because I feel those bees, and the bees for me feel like fire. So I feel that pain, those bee stings or those burns, and I try to get down to the bottom of it, get down to the hive. For me, underneath all the fire, there's a void. It's just nothingness. But for you, I think maybe it's all of the bees inside the hive that aren't fighting, the ones that have to do the boring bee stuff.
They're safe. They're making honey.
They make honey and they make honey and they make more bees and they do all the regular stuff, right? You have to find those bees.
Okay.
But you also have to know that within that void or within that hive, all of those bees have within them the same power that the stinging, attacking bees have. And you just focus on a little tiny piece of that power and then grow it and grow it and grow it right up until the point where you think it's going to take over you, and you just use it. But you are still in control.
Are the bees listening? Will they listen to me?
That's the best part, Winnie. You are the bees.
That's fucking awesome.
That's awesome!
So I've been working on this, right? I'm not all the way there yet. Listen, I don't want to tell you all this and make you think that I'm like some sort of master of this. This is really hard, but it's part of growing up. And I think if you can use the bees and not let the bees use you, there's nothing that can stop you.
Did I do anything wrong?
Not at all. And that's why I'm glad we're having this talk now, because I did something wrong. The bees took control of me, and I didn't care about protecting the people I loved. I only cared about stinging the people I hated, and I stung the shit out of them. But it cost me something I loved. And that's running through my head every time I fight with you. Because no matter how angry I get, if I see someone attack you, or Drogar, or Pasha, wherever he is, or Skogr now, I hope that I can take control of the bees a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. I can do that. Can you help me with that?
Of course. And here's a good way to start. I'm going to ask you again how it felt when you killed Kiril.
Bad.
Really remember. As if Kiril were standing right in front of you. He said some mean shit to you. He told you he was going to swallow you whole. How did you feel?
I wanted to turn him inside out.
I bet you did. I want you to remember that feeling. Lean into it. Really feel it.
Yeah. I wanted to rip out his heart.
Know that feeling. Feel how it wants to take over you. But don't let it. Use it. It is your greatest weapon and your greatest weakness. You gotta get right up to the point where you think you're gonna lose control, and then
Ride the bees.
ride the bees.
You hear a rustling in the forest, maybe 30 meters away. Nuzzling its way through the undergrowth and emerging from the trees, a big boar. Tusks working its way up, a silver mane running along its back. And as it kind of makes its way out, it's nuzzling through the undergrowth looking for grub, and it hasn't noticed you yet.
Stay perfectly still. That boar is Kiril, and if the bees take over you, you will miss. But if you are in control of the bees, then that boar is yours.
I'm going to look over at the boar.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to look for the tusks,
Mm-hmm.
which will be the lightest part of it
Mm-hmm.
in the ascending moonlight.
Mm-hmm.
And quietly, I'm going to pull out my slingshot. And I'm going to draw back my slingshot, aiming for between the two tusks,
Mm-hmm.
thinking that even if I don't kill it with the slingshot blow, I'll buy myself time to do something else,
Mm-hmm.
that maybe I can stun it.
How did Kiril make you feel?
And as I draw back, as you hear the in my ear of the slingshot, you hear a dull and you hear a crack. And Winnie realizes in that moment that Kiril broke her nose again.
Man.
And for a second, she's on the floor of the Academy of the Twilight Matron, and there are girls on top of her.
Mm-hmm.
Crack, and you hear a crack, and her nose breaks. And as this girl in her imagination draws her hand back, her fist passes by her face, and it's Kiril, drawing his fist back as he pounded her face into the snow. And she can feel the cold drip of snow on her face as she lay there, not even able to move. And I'm going to take a shot with my slingshot.
Roll it.
Can I aid her in any way? Can I give her any sort of like a...
Yeah. Well, with your guidance. Do it with advantage.
Yeah.
Natural 20.
Fuck yes! Fuck yes! Fuck yes!
How does it happen? Yes! It's like the fucking thing wrote itself.
You can't write this shit!
My
Jesus
God.
Murphy!
Oh my God. All right, how's it happen?
Jesus.
He had nothing to do with it. Fucking take the shot.
You just hear again the silence out of that memory, and the almost silently she releases a little stone that she just had in her bag, and it strikes the boar, and it breaks its nose, and the bone goes right into its brain.
Oh. And it just drops to the forest floor.
And Kaz is like standing over you with a javelin, ready to take like the second shot in case you didn't kill it. And even she's like, damn.
And I think we call it there. I'm going to give everyone take inspiration for tonight. Because that was some really wonderful role. Like, I just love when we get the chance to like break off and do one-on-one pairings. And
It's so necessary
just
after
see
a
how
big...
different people bounce off of each other. It's really great.
I don't
Thank
mean
you
to brag,
so
but
much.
I already had one, so I can't take the inspiration.
I know. Me
Oh, well.
Use them, y'all. Use
I know.
them.
Well, I was planning to use it on that to hit.
Strahdcast features Campbell O'Hare as Winnie, K. Devine-Jones as Kaz, Ned Iannacone as Drogar, Tyler Kanter as Olaf, and me, Trevor William Fayle, as your DM. As a wizard, I'm always pondering our patrons. Folks like Carlos Pedro, Strange Mama, Taylor Maines, and Joshua Fondren. Welcome to the party. If you're not ready to support us financially, there are still plenty of ways to help us out. You can follow us on TikTok, Twitter, and Instagram at Critical Fail DM, binge Madness and Mercy on our YouTube channel, and join us there every other Sunday at noon Eastern Standard Time when we do live listens of new episodes of the Strahdcast. Or rate and leave us a review wherever you like to listen. Thanks, Dungeoneers, and take your day with advantage.